regroup with the others. Then let's meet at the hangar at LSIA. Avon is not going to make this easy for us. Any of us.
Senator Ron Johnson. You know, Senator Johnson, you've been all over
More
this.
choppers. Big ones. These guys. Are you kidding me? Avon sent a death squad to take him out. Oh, jeez. This whole time he must have been building an army and an air force waiting for us to deal with Bogdan so he could take over and put the algorithms in charge.
Well, Merry Christmas, and yes, the American people deserve the truth. And that's exactly what the House is going to do. They are building on directly what Senator Grassley and I built in terms of the inflow of $10 million from countries that are adversarial to this nation. We're finding nothing, and then the Chairman Coulter and Jordan and Smith have been doing is they've been doing all the details. Where the 24 officers, the IRS whistleblowers, the key. It's been known that the Bidens have been operating something called Biden Inc. I didn't turn that. I didn't coin that term. That's coined by Rich Circle years ago. So the press was on the Bidens, and they knew that the Bidens were selling influence, trading out the family names. But once he became president, once he became the candidate of Democrats, they buried it all. They undermined our investigations, and Senator Grassley and I were soliciting, disseminating Russian disinformation. Does that sound familiar? So yeah, this has been a massive cover-up. You see the corruption within the news media, but you also see corruption within our federal law enforcement, the FBI, the intelligence agencies, which is as big a story, if not bigger, than the corruption of the Biden Inc. crime family.
No, it's a huge story. I mean, look, I look at the testimony from Joseph Ziegler, from these whistleblowers, Gary Shapley. These are not partisan.
Okay, get to the meat and watch out for Avon's people. They are motivated. You ever had a neural network try and kill you before? Yeah, me neither. Welcome to the
These are
future.
people who are not
Get on the turrets
Republicans.
and
These
try
are
us
people
apart,
who have
okay?
integrity and came forward and said, we watched our investigation be stymied time and time again. I mean, is this how the government operates? We'll cover up for Biden Inc. and take the whistleblower, a man of great courage, to come forward and stop it?
Yes, I mean, that is what has been revealed.
Once again, fuck the FBI. There's a fucking rule agency that we, the taxpayers of the United States of America Corporation, do not need
So this
at all.
corruption's existed quite some time. It is a major story. The corruption in the media is a major story. But we also need to get the truth on the Bidens. And I thought what was probably very interesting about the indictment is all the cash that Hunter Biden went through over the 4 years where he wouldn't pay $1.4 million in taxes. He spent $4.9 million. $1.6 million of that was in cash. That's $1,000 a day. By the way, does that maybe how Joe Biden got his 10% as the big guy? In untraceable, cold, hard cash? Those are the kinds of questions that the Chairman Coulter needs to ask Hunter Biden in a sworn affidavit that's sworn deposition. That's why they need to get him behind closed doors and answer him questions from legal experts.
You mentioned the $4.9 million, and what's interesting about that, you have Kevin Morris, you know, the star-studded attorney who reportedly, according to Joseph Ziegler, lent Hunter Biden $4.9 million for all kinds of payments. Who just shelled out money and said, hey, here you go? Why did he do that? More influence peddling? And what is this?
That's another $64,000 question, isn't it? It's obvious some kind of influence peddling. He's expecting something in return. And people don't just shell out that kind of money without expecting something in return. You know, another thing that's, I think, very troubling, I think the media really needs to ask this, you know, Hunter, I know you're troubled, I know you have a drug problem, but not everybody with a drug problem spends $800,000 on women and adult entertainment abusing sex-trafficked women. That'd be a question for the media. How many women, Hunter, did you abuse that were trafficked through international sex trafficking rings?
Okay,
It is grotesque. I know President Biden was shelling out or offering to pay about $100,000 over a 4-month period when Hunter was spending tens of thousands of dollars on these women. So yeah, this is corruption. It is vile. And for Hunter to come out here and play the sympathy card and say that we're attacking him, we're not. We just need to get the truth because
Look, my career is in ruins. Ruins! Our planet will be in ruins, you fool, if we don't do something. He has control of all your systems. Can't even call out for help. Then you can do exactly what you have to. You have my
Well,
authority.
here's a
And
question
get
for the
paid
media.
to pay.
I
Yeah,
can tell
call
you
it
if
the
I was
pension
sitting at the
contribution.
podium, the
Of
president's
course,
name was Donald
significant
Trump,
one.
and you
All
had
right,
the
to get this
hyenas in the press
clown out of
corps.
here. For
The
all I
question
know,
would be asked.
you're
Senator
bugged all to high
Johnson,
hell
thank
and
you
you
very
don't
much.
even know the bugs exist.
Now let's turn to another scandal on Capitol
We don't
Hill that
need
is
luck.
almost too shocking to
I always
believe. It's
wanted to
pretty
say that
gross. If you have
between us,
kids,
we are
you might want to move on the side right now. It might be the most dishonorable and graphic
Meet me back at the
scandal come
facility.
out of the
I'll be in
Washington slump
contact when
in
I have
years.
a plan.
Here now with the very latest, our own Jonathan Hunt is with us. Jonathan.
Kaylee, room 216 in the Senate Hart building has previously hosted the 9/11 Commission hearings and confirmation hearings for Supreme Court Justice nominees Brett Kavanaugh and Sonia Sotomayor. Now, it's also been the setting for an explicit sex tape that showed up online, and the Capitol Hill police are investigating. The making and sharing of the video could lead to several charges, according to legal experts, including lewd and obscene conduct. There's also questions about trespass that were used quite extensively against people over the January 6th riot. Just because you have access to a room as a staffer doesn't mean that you have access for any purpose. This was obviously a non-official purpose. Now, the person seen in the video has not been officially identified.
They ain't been identified because nobody don't want to identify them. That's the bullshit.
Although Maryland Senator Ben Cardin, a Democrat, acknowledged tonight a staffer in his office has recently been fired. So clearly will be.
Yo, what you need? Done. Shit, rise on the way.
And the staffer to whom Senator Cardin was apparently referring wrote on LinkedIn, quote, "This has been a difficult time for me as I have been attacked for who I love to pursue a political agenda. While some of my actions in the past have shown poor judgment, I love my job and would never disrespect my workplace. Any attempts to characterize my actions otherwise are fabricated, and I will be exploring what legal options are available to me in these matters." Capitol Police say they will be conducting interviews, Kaylee, but as yet there has been no arrest. Kaylee?
Thank you, Jonathan.
Okay, the networks are down, the equipment is ready, and we've crippled their supplies. Mrs. Rackman has written our check and given us the green light. We're good to finally move on that submarine and stop this threat once and for all. When you're ready, get your crew together and head back to planning.
Special edition of Hannity continues. Welcome back to the special edition of Hannity. Biden's dismal poll numbers continue to sink ever further. According to a new Wall Street Journal report, the problem has gotten so bad that former President Biden is now worried that Democrats will lose in November. A person familiar with the former president's thinking says Obama, quote, knows this is going to be a close race. He feels that Democrats very well could lose and that Republicans are dangerous for democracy. Yes, they're all dangerous for democracy. Well, another Washington Post story says President Biden and First Lady Jill Biden, quote, have told aides and friends they are frustrated by the Biden low approval rating. And in recent weeks, they have grown upset that they are not making more progress. Well, maybe fix the economy, fix the southern border, then your poll numbers will change. Meanwhile, a new Monmouth survey shows Biden with his lowest approval yet, at just 34%. Look at that. This comes after the bad news Friday that Joe Biden hit his lowest approval in the Pew survey. That's at 33%. He is getting dangerously close to the 20s. He's in the 30s, edging towards the 20s. But Biden's problems do not end there. The rise of third-party candidates, RFK Jr., Cornel West, and Jill Stein, is threatening to do more harm to Biden than to Trump. But apparently, the Biden campaign is completely out of touch with reality because according to a report in New York Magazine, there is an alarming calmness within the campaign. Here's the president embodying that strategy with total serenity about his sinking ship. Mr. President, why are you listening to Trump in the polls? The wrong polls. Right. But that hasn't stopped other Democrats from sounding the alarm. Squad member Congresswoman Ilhan Omar claims that she warned Biden he may be in trouble if he ignores, quote, heartbroken young Muslim voters. Here with reaction, co-host of The Big Money Show on Fox Business, Brian Brinberg, Washington Examiner opinion editor Kaylee McGee-White, and Fox News contributor Leo Terrell. Leo, so this New York Magazine piece says that there is this gathering in Chicago at the Sheraton with Team Biden, the campaign, and some Obama folks. And this line was so funny. After a night of partying, more than 100 of them rolled out of bed to hear the Biden's detailed strategy to win. They were less than impressed. Team Obama.
I'll tell you why, Kaylee. Thanks for having me. Because Joe Biden has lost all credibility with the American people. He's unlikable. He used to be called Uncle Joe, but now he's unlikable. Why? Because he lies. And the American people don't like liars. He lied about the border. He lied about Afghanistan. He's lying about the crime. He's lying about the economy. He's lying about inflation. There is nothing that comes out of Joe Biden's mouth that is the truth. And the American people have nothing in common with Joe's war stories about Scranton, Pennsylvania. He has nothing in common with the everyday American. The clip or the fact that Barack Obama is talking about Joe Biden's in trouble, that was done intentionally because Joe Biden can't win. The only person, Kaylee, that believes that Joe Biden can win is Joe Biden. He's in denial. He needs to show me one poll where he's ahead. He can't.
He can't. And Kaylee, he says, you're just looking at the wrong polls. Every single poll I've looked at, save maybe 1, 2, or 3, he is losing to every GOP contender in the race. Right, and the reason why he's so confident and why his staff is so confident, despite these abysmal poll numbers, is because he's expecting another 2020 race when he had the luxury of being able to hide in his basement, when he didn't have a 4-year record to answer for, and when he had a media that was willing to answer, well, to ask him about neither of those things and press him on anything at all. Now this is different. Biden is polling way behind, which means that he's going to have no choice but to get out on the campaign trail and prove that he, as an 81-year-old, has the mental acuity to serve for another 4 years. That also means that the media is going to have to start actually covering what he is saying. And historically, exposure and coverage has not worked out well for Biden. There's a reason why his 2 past presidential campaigns failed. There's a reason why he was passed over for Hillary Clinton in 2016. And there's a reason why Obama was hesitant to even endorse him in 2020 in the first place. Because Democrats know that Joe Biden is a failed candidate when left out on his own.